In the corner on the left, Kelsey executed a great play, but the layup itself wasn't even the highlight. What really stood out was the little celebration afterward, where she mimicked the signature move often associated with Angel Reese, the playful gesture that fans know as the Angel Reese move. It's a move that Angela loves to use against opponents, adding a bit of personality and flair to the game. Moments like this show how players can incorporate signature celebrations to make a statement on the court, and it leaves fans wondering how these playful gestures resonate with other athletes and audiences.
Where does the Angel Reese move that Angel Reese loves to do. Angel Reese loves doing this to people. I wonder if she's ever been trolled by a white.
Plum taunting Angel Reese isn't just personal, it's tactical. Opposing teams have studied the footage, noting how quickly she unravels under pressure, and it shows in her early game struggles. Even Caitlin Clark tested the waters, and once the league saw Reese falter, it seemed like the floodgates opened. Suddenly, she's the target on every side, playing softer than expected, and the narrative surrounding her performance has become almost impossible to ignore.
Kelsey Plum is a weapon, guys. In the third quarter, the Chicago Sky, we were down like, what, maybe 2 to 4 points. Kelsey Plum just kept putting up 3 for 3 for 3 on us. I think she went 6 for 9 at like only 5 minutes left in the fourth and final quarter. She made 6 of the 9 3-point shots that she attempted, guys. Just incredible, okay? Kelsey Plum literally murdered us, okay? And she left us with no remorse.
And let's be clear, this isn't about one-off night. It's a developing pattern, a trend that's becoming impossible to ignore. Angel Reese isn't just missing her marks. She's consistently underdelivering, like a DoorDash driver who eats your fries before they even arrive. Each game seems to add another lowlight reel, and every post-game excuse only digs the hole deeper. Media narratives can try to reframe it, but the scoreboard, the stat sheets, and the fans' growing frustration all tell the unvarnished truth. This is a cautionary tale unfolding in real time.
You guys have to see this. Angel Reese is the worst athlete on planet Earth. Look at this. How many times? 1, 2, 3. You couldn't give me free tickets, or I couldn't take shelter from a ball of flaming comments coming down from the sky to go to that arena to watch this. I would face death in the streets than to watch bumpy. They look like baby giraffes trying to get their first legs under them. Look. How?
Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum's comeback feels like the kind of poetic justice fans live for. That college scoring record once held by Plum and recently broken by Caitlin Clark? It's a reminder of Plum's legacy and why she was once at the very top. Now, as the spotlight shifts from hype back to actual performance, Kelsey is proving she belongs there. She's not just returning, she's dominating. Meanwhile, Angel Reese feels like filler, the static in the background, a walking reminder that branding alone doesn't win basketball games.
This team has found an identity through, in my opinion, their best player, who is Kelsey Plum. Guys, in this game, Kelsey Plum finishes with 28 points. So 28 points, good. Very, very good for Kelsey Plum. However, the thing I want to talk about in particular is Kelsey Plum's ability to shoot and score in bunches. Guys, of those 28 points, I believe 17 of those points came directly in that third quarter.
This team has clearly found its identity through, in my opinion, their best player, Kelsey Plum. In this game, Plum finished with 28 points, an impressive total, but the real story is how she scores in bursts. Of those 28 points, roughly 17 came in the third quarter alone, demonstrating her ability to take over stretches of the game. And the most telling part? Plum isn't even hiding it anymore. She recognizes that Angel Reese is a liability. Taunting her is like nudging a stubborn vending machine. 2 tries and eventually it falls. Reese doesn't respond with grit or poise. She pouts, spirals, and posts on social media. The fire she promised on arrival now feels like smoke and mirrors. Reese entered the league with the branding of a phenom, but her gameplay often mirrors that of a preseason walk-on. Even her biggest moments, flashy rebounds, showy flexes, lack substance, control, or tangible results. Meanwhile, for all the media defenders trying to gaslight fans, the numbers speak for themselves. The Sky looks sharper and more effective when she's on the bench. Last season illustrated the pattern clearly. Removing Reese from critical stretches often led to better team performance, like taking the wrong ingredient out of a recipe and realizing the dish tastes better without it.
Let's go. We back with another reaction. Plum Dog. Kelsey Plum been on fire since she got to LA. She been shutting it down. She dropping 25s and 30s on everybody. Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky showed up to LA today. Plum Dog. Kelsey Plum, you're up. Let's see it.
Takes the inbound feed. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand.
That early in the game? You too small, Angel Reese? That early in the game?
Every time Angel Reese touches the ball, it feels like a live demonstration of how quickly a promising possession can turn into a meme. The missed layups, unnecessary fouls, and turnovers aren't glitches. They've become the system itself. Opposing teams now craft game plans specifically to exploit her weaknesses because she hasn't adapted, evolved, or improved. Instead, she seems to double down on mediocrity, acting as if retweets could count as points. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum is delivering highlight after highlight, making basketball look effortless, fluid, and joyful. In contrast, Reese turns the court into a one-woman soap opera, a freshman-level meltdown on a professional stage. And it's not like this came out of nowhere. The signs were always there: theatrics, ego, and an obsession with image over output. This isn't a single bad night, it's a slow-motion collapse. Plum's resurgence is a masterclass in what happens when raw talent is paired with focus, when ego steps aside and results take center stage.
I said it before the draft. Angel would not be a starter if she went to any other team with a strong post player. The truth is the development is lacking, and as a youth basketball coach, I'm never going to stop talking about the fact that the development is lacking from the roots.
And while fans once rallied around Angel Reese with blind optimism, that illusion is fading fast. Jersey sales aren't moving, highlight reels feature more bloopers than brilliance, and fan loyalty is declining almost as quickly as her plus-minus in a blowout. Chicago didn't just want a star, they needed one. Instead, what they got was attitude over execution, inconsistent footwork, and a jump shot that seems to come with a warning label. Kelsey Plum, meanwhile, is on a revenge tour, playing with the freedom of someone no longer overshadowed by a narcissistic teammate. Her energy, accuracy, and edge are on full display, and she isn't afraid to send subtle taunts toward Reese along the way. Those pressures rattle her, and the scoreboard tells the rest of the story. At this point, Reese isn't just underwhelming. She's actively lowering the bar, not only for herself, but for the entire team, struggling in a league where every possession counts. Chicago Sky fans didn't sign up for this. They expected fire, but what they got was fizzle. Meanwhile, the league is moving forward, with or without her.
They're going to lean on her a lot more this year.
Oh my gosh, she's playing defense too? You know, the smallest girl on the floor lock you up like that?
At this point, watching Angel Reese in a Chicago Sky jersey is like seeing someone try to run a marathon in designer heels, confident in appearance, but lacking substance, and setting herself up for inevitable missteps. It's the art of looking like a star while performing like a bench player, and even the bench is starting to feel a little insulted. Reese entered the WNBA with branding as vast as a Texas cattle ranch, but after another humiliating blowout, it's becoming clear that her only elite skill may be dodging accountability, turning every post-game into a one-woman TED Talk on why she's never the problem. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum is gliding across the court like she's been liberated from all restrictions, moving with flow, energy, and the confidence of a player who no longer has to babysit anyone else on the floor.
The drive by Plum. Once she gets by Reese, it's over.
And then hits her with the too small. Yeah, too small. Kelsey Plum is a badass.
With A.A. Wilson out of the picture, Kelsey Plum doesn't just look like an MVP contender. She looks like she's rediscovering the joy of basketball for the first time in years. Her shots are crisper, her confidence louder, and her petty meter is operating at a professional level. Taunting Angel Reese? That's just cardio now. Meanwhile, Angel's struggles aren't a rookie learning curve or an adjustment to the WNBA's pace. This is the consequence of bringing diva energy to a league that demands results. Instagram fame can't win championships, and no filter can hide a missed layup or 25-plus minutes of underwhelming performance. The league has figured her out, and they aren't shy about exposing the gaps. At this stage, Reese's game feels like a house of cards in a wind tunnel. One nudge, and the entire illusion collapses.
Things first, yesterday, the Sparks took on the Valkyries, a new WNBA team featured in Golden State. And basically, Sparks had to give them the little welcome to the league notice, and Kelsey Plum was the head honcho of the organization.
Yesterday, the Los Angeles Sparks faced off against the Golden State Valkyries, and it was clear that the Sparks had to assert themselves in the league right away, with Kelsey Plum leading the charge. Plum's resurgence serves as a powerful counter to the narrative that certain players are uncoachable or need to lead with attitude. She's thriving by doing the exact opposite, working harder, keeping quiet, and letting her performance speak for itself. Humility and hustle. Who knew they actually mattered? Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky seems to be hoping Angel Reese figures things out through osmosis, but that's not how professional sports work. You can't tweet your way into better shot selection or manifest a jump shot. While the coaching staff might spin some of her stats as hustle, the reality is painfully clear. When Reese is on the floor, the Sky struggles. Defense evaporates, offense stalls, and fans are already mentally drafting next season's lottery pick. Every team has development projects, but development implies growth. Reese has been consistent, but unfortunately consistently poor. Her shot mechanics look improvised, like a trust fall experiment, and her decision-making seems dictated by Twitter trends rather than basketball IQ. More focused on being seen than seeing the game, she's become a walking blooper reel, complete with a headband.
Everything that I do, I will win. So I feel very confident about who I am and what I can bring, because it doesn't matter me being here if I don't affect winning. But I know I can do that at the highest level, so that's what I'm most excited about.
Even worse, Angel Reese is becoming the player every other team targets. The scouting report practically writes itself. Get physical early, talk a little trash, and by the second quarter, she's emotionally checked out. That's not just bad for her. It's a strategic liability. Coaches across the league are eager to exploit her mental softness. She's the only player who can be effectively removed from the game without ever leaving the court. And those rebounds? The only thing more padded than Angel's stat line is her entourage. Counting your own missed shots as hustle plays is like losing your wallet and congratulating yourself for finding your own $5. Real rebounds require timing, positioning, and awareness, but Angel's boards often feel like accidental souvenirs from poor decisions. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum sees it all and doesn't waste a single moment. Every smirk, every dagger three, every playful taunt demonstrates a player exploiting her opponent's weaknesses with sniper-like precision. Plum's resurgence isn't just entertaining, it's symbolic, proving that growth, focus, and adaptability will always outshine hype, theatrics, and hashtags.
It went to the middle of the backboard and went to the left side. She grabbed the rebound, shot it back on the other side. Grabbed the rebound again, shot it back in the middle. She had 5 rebounds in a 30-second span and scored no points.
Nuts.
I don't want to hear nothing. When you go 4 for 16 and you taking point-blank range shots, you not very good.
Even worse, Angel Reese is becoming the player every other team targets. The scouting report practically writes itself. Get physical early, talk a little trash, and by the second quarter, she's emotionally checked out. That's not just bad for her. It's a strategic liability. Coaches across the league are eager to exploit her mental softness. She's the only player who can be effectively removed from the game without ever leaving the court. And those rebounds? The only thing more padded than Angel's stat line is her entourage. Counting your own missed shots as hustle plays is like losing your wallet and congratulating yourself for finding your own $5. Real rebounds require timing, positioning, and awareness, but Angel's boards often feel like accidental souvenirs from poor decisions. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum sees it all and doesn't waste a single moment. Every smirk, every dagger three, every playful taunt demonstrates a player exploiting her opponent's weaknesses with sniper-like precision. Plum's resurgence isn't just entertaining, it's symbolic, proving that growth, focus, and adaptability will always outshine hype, theatrics, and hashtags.
Man, I don't normally react to and talk about the WNBA, but I had to talk about this. I had to. I don't really want to talk about WNBA because I don't want people to look at me no way talking about these women. But man, when I tell you 0 points, 10 rebounds, let me tell you something. When you're 7 foot tall or 6'11" or whatever, or tall, your field goal percentage should be high. You're right.
You're right. It's only a matter of time before the Chicago Sky has to make some real decisions. Fans are already watching reruns of better seasons, wondering how they got convinced that an Instagram icon was a franchise cornerstone. Angel Reese's arrival was supposed to signal a turning point, but instead, it's been a never-ending spiral in the wrong direction. The locker room looks confused, the coaching staff exhausted, and the mascot is probably considering a transfer to minor league baseball. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum is soaring. No distractions, no drama, just buckets. Her game is cleaner, her mind sharper, and her petty is strategically weaponized. That her resurgence is unfolding alongside Reese's implosion? Pure poetic justice. Reese once branded herself as the future, but the future doesn't get benched in the third quarter while veterans shake their heads. The future doesn't fold under taunts or clapbacks, and it definitely doesn't need to self-promote when the box score speaks for itself. Right now, Angel Reese is all sizzle and no steak, and even that sizzle is starting to sound more like smoke.